So right now, Peter's wearing the most garish orange jumper. Think of like Velma from Scooby-Doo, but if you were on LSD. No, I'm kidding.
Well, what would you do if I told you that was just all a lie?
Well, then I'd say, look at the image of us recording our first podcast up on the Detour the Podcast Instagram account. Detour the Podcast.
The show where we don't stay on track.
And you're coming along for the ride.
Excellent.
Disgusting.
Okay, that was a cold open. Hello?
I'm wearing the studio poncho.
And we're in the studio right now.
Yeah.
So it's fitting.
Every week, the studio poncho.
The studio being my bedroom.
It's a good bedroom. There's
is.
good space. You got
It's bougie as hell. Too bougie for me.
good
I don't deserve
acoustics.
it.
Good acoustics. I'm not saying our audio is going to be good because we're not recording on a proper microphone as of today.
But this is a real, success story. It's saying, you can do it, man. If you want to record a podcast, get your iPhone, plug it in.
Get your iPhone, get your gay best friend.
Speak, talk, say things.
Yeah, someone's bound to listen. And so, welcome to Detour the Podcast, episode 1.
The show where we don't stay on topic, and neither do you. Excellent.
Oh, it's coming to life already. Alright. Today's focus, or rather, lack of focus, is going to be on firsts. Firsts. And it's going to be very meta, because as this is our first episode, it's sort of just a way of us saying, yeah, we know we suck. The quality content might come a bit later on.
Just hang on. And when we're famous and lovely and we got out,
I wouldn't quite say famous.
100 episodes, 500 even.
500!
I'm ambitious!
Yeah,
Let me
well,
go.
yeah.
People will be like, oh, where do they all begin? And they'll come and they'll listen to this. And they'll go, oh, yikes, that's lucky.
Oh.
Lucky they improved.
Lucky.
You've really perfected that.
Okay, we're here with Supervisor Tane. Supervisor Tane.
He has things to say.
He's giving us a weird face. Almost as if he doesn't condone this podcast. And with that, now that we've introduced Supervisor Tane, I think we should probably introduce ourselves.
Okay, a little bit about me. My name is Peter Kashawi. I am 19, going on 20, and I don't come from the city.
No.
I'm a country gal.
My name is Joshua. Pronounced Joshua in Australia. Joshua if you're American. I don't agree with that, but I'll accept it. I am also 19, going on 20.
Hey.
Not that I will accept that. I feel like 16, freshly. Excuse me while I clear my throat.
Do some vocal warm-ups.
We're both theatre students.
Oh.
Dare I say it?
Do you want to let them know that? It's going to taint their impression.
Well, it sort of was just an excuse for that ridiculous vocal warm-up.
My pardons. Oi.
What?
That's not a thing people say.
My pardon. It's like my apologies.
Listen.
Except my pardons. We've been going for 5 minutes, and we haven't said a single thing to do with this show.
But this is the show.
This is the show.
The fact that we don't. Yes. Anywho, no. Who are you? What do you do?
Well.
No, you have a cool background, Joshua.
What are you
I know.
implying my cool background is?
Just-
I'm an ex-figure skater.
There we are. Yeah.
That's it. I'm an ex-figure skater turned theatre buff. I'm in my final year of university.
As am I. Not a figure skater though. I can barely walk in skates. It's scary.
It is terrifying,
Listen.
but you get used to it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the viewers,
Okay.
the listeners at home, y'all, if you put something on your feet, and then you purposefully do that, and you purposefully walk onto a slippery surface,
Yeah.
and the thing on your feet makes the slippery surface more slippery, and then you're expecting to move with
I don't
control
think
on
it-
that?
Does it make it more slippery? No.
I don't know.
It's a blade. It
You lose control over the friction of your feet to the floor, and that's my issue.
Yeah.
Same with like skiing, just being on the ice in general. Roller skates,
I've never
skateboards, hate them.
skied.
Hate
I've
them.
never snowboarded, so I can't vouch for them. But if you were to step on the ice with just nothing strapped to your feet, you'd have an even worse time.
Perhaps.
Well, no, yeah.
Okay, maybe it's the ice I have the issue with.
I think it's the ice you have the issue with.
I do have an issue with rollerblades though. Roller
Why?
skates. Because it's the wheels I have an issue with.
Do you
Also,
mean like roller
Heelys.
skates or roller blades?
Heelys. What's the difference?
Well, roller blades are like inline skates.
Oh yeah, and
Like
then
they have the 4 wheels.
rollers.
Someone's calling you. They have the 4 wheels. I thought you'd be professional enough at this point to put everything on Do Not Disturb.
Excuse me, have you?
I'm joking because at this point we're 7 minutes into the first episode of the podcast.
Oh boy.
So tell us about, Peter, your first time ice skating.
First time ice skating. It was down to you, all down to you. You took us to your ice skating rink in Boondall. Plug there. Is that the place?
Ice World Boondall.
Ice
Yeah,
World
yeah.
Boondall.
Olympic ice rink.
Yeah, can recommend. I don't know if it's better or worse than any other ice rinks. I don't have the experience to say so.
Well, it's Australia.
Yep.
It's hot. We're not known for our competitive winter sports.
They do their best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a plug or a shade. I don't know.
No, it's very good. And yeah, you strapped skates to my feet, and I went
did.
on there. I did fall over. I did. I'll admit it. And I spent the majority of the time just going around the edge in a big old circle. And I kept going. I pursued, and by the end, I kind of could get away from the edge.
Yeah.
And I would go at a moderate pace.
I was very proud of you. This
And-
was 2 years ago, and I
Wow.
think you need. I'll take you back with me.
I reckon I could do it. I was
Yeah.
really working my core strength.
Yeah.
I was keeping that balance. And all the while, you were just
Your core
doing
strength.
spins around me,
Wow.
babe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Your core strength has really improved though.
Absolutely.
Over the past 2 years, you've gotten staunch.
I always was inside, but now the inside
Now-
matches the
now the-
outside.
The what? You mean the other way around?
Yes.
Yeah. You've become what you were destined to be.
Mhm. Josh Welter,
Yes.
as a professional ice skater,
Ah.
where did it all begin?
Formally.
Yeah,
Formally.
apologies, but I still hold you in that regard. And
Okay.
I think that's all that matters. I talked about my first skating experience. How about you?
My first skating experience,
Mhm.
what got me into it, was a year 5 birthday party. It was my year 5 girlfriend's birthday party. And I thought I would be horrible. And so I got on the ice, and I wasn't horrible.
And there we have it.
And there we have it. 2 years later, I began my proper training, good old skate school, in 2011. And then I continued up until 2019, before I quit to focus on uni. But I trained for 2 or 3 days a week. It was solos figure skating. I didn't have a partner or anything. Nothing fancy like that. But it provided a lot of opportunities, a lot of competitive opportunities, which I think helped me grow. It helped me become more confident as a person.
And confident you are, Josh.
No, it started out with just the small skate school competitions, and back then though, because I started when I was 12. Back then, the skate school competitions wasn't much of a competition because it was just me against maybe one other person.
Yeah.
And so I'd be consistently coming first or second, right? It wasn't until a few years later that when I started doing interstate travel for competitions, or club competitions, that like it became actually competitive.
Yeah.
I will never claim to be the best. Yes, God. But I don't know. I always tried my best. It was fun.
Yeah.
I'm no triple axel maniac. I never even came close. But here's the thing. My tragic backstory. My tragic anime backstory.
Literally backstory. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there.
You'll
Backstory.
see where that's coming.
Okay, so it was 2014, maybe start of 2015. I had a tragic fall on, hear me out, a double xoxo. Our audience probably doesn't know what that is, unless they're my friends listening. But,
you're assuming I know what that is.
Okay, so before I fractured my spine in 2 places,
Oi!
irreparably, might I add.
There we are.
I had mastered 4 doubles. Okay, so obviously in figure skating there's 6 different kinds of jumps.
Mm-hmm.
Each of them has a variation of a single, a double, a triple, or a quadruple if you're like an Olympic athlete.
Does anyone do 5?
No.
No?
No.
No one?
That's just impossible.
What if?
What if? That's the thing.
Hmm.
That's the thing. Someone's almost landed a quad axle, though, which is 4.5 revolutions in the air.
Goddamn.
Yeah? And
Almost landed though.
the axle is the only jump that you begin on a Ford's entrance.
Jeez.
All the other jumps, you're going backwards.
Oh.
And you might think that a Ford's entry sounds easier, but you get psyched out so easily.
Why is
Because
that?
you're sort of like, you're entering, and you step forwards, and it's like, now or never, baby. You're jumping into nothing. Whereas when you're going backwards, you have the twist comes out of the launch, you know? The launch. And so I'd had my double xoxo, I'd had my double toe loop, I was working on my double flip, never got double lutz. But the thing is, one evening, I was working on my double xoxos, and I landed on the wrong part of the blade.
Oh.
So in figure skating, or on a figure skate, the blades are different from hockey skates, right? On a hockey skate, you don't have a toe pick, and you don't have sort of like a bit at the end of the skate that sort of sticks out.
Mm.
On a figure skate, you do have the sharp toe picks at the front to help you land and to help you launch. And then you have an extra bit at the back. And so I landed, you're supposed to land on the toe pick, but I landed on the side of the blade because my foot was too flat. I wasn't pointed enough.
Oh.
And the blade slipped out from under me.
See, that's it. That's my thing.
That's your thing, that's why you don't like it?
Yeah, the slipping.
The slipping.
Yeah, that's exactly my fear, and you've been through it, and yet you kept skating, so
I did,
props to you.
And so the blade comes out from under me, and I fell straight down onto my back. And that was 2 fractures in my L5 vertebrae, my lumbar vertebrae. Which the doctors did say were never going to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sent to physio, and I did 6 or so months of physio, not being able to skate, just to strengthen my core, because they had told me that I can continue to skate, but only once my core is strong enough to support my back better now that it was in pieces.
When you did fall over, did you sort of like, what was the sensation?
Well,
Pain?
Here's the thing. There was a lot of pain,
Yes.
but I ignored it. I just got up and I kept going.
Why?
And so I was complaining to my mother, little 14-year-old Josh, I was complaining to my mother for 2 or so weeks that my back was sore. And she finally took me to the doctor's surgery, and they gave me an x-ray, and they were like, no wonder you're sore, you've been walking around with 2 fractures in your spine for 2 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
I know, I'm a trooper.
Oh, you
I'm a
could have been
trooper.
paralysed?
Well, they're not that big. They're still small fractures.
You don't want to mess with the spine.
No, you don't. You don't want to mess with the spine. But I kept on skating. I competed at nationals once in 2016, and I won in my division, which is very exciting. It was my first win in a competition that was sort of at a national level. The rest was clubs or skate school. So that was very exciting to me. And I never treated skating as something that was purely competitive. I liked the artistry of it, and I liked making friends at the ice rink, and I liked the ice culture, you know?
The community.
The community, the commitment to getting up and getting to an ice rink at 6:30 in the morning and being around the people who you have fun with, and you're on ice!
Yeah! Are you going to be in Disney on Ice? Just
Here's the thing. It was my dream to tour with Disney on Ice, because I was like, that's the perfect in between. I'm a theatre student and I'm a figure skater. What better career choice than to portray a character as a performer on Disney on Ice as an athlete?
That's it.
And tour with them and get paid. And I thought, that's the ultimate goal.
Why are you saying past tense though?
Because I haven't been on the ice in a year now.
1 year? That's nothing.
What? I haven't been on the ice in a year now. Been focusing on uni. I've put on weight, Peter. I've put on weight.
You're just a chunky boy on ice.
Yeah, but I used to be a skinny legend on ice, and now I'm a chunky boy on ice. Which is fine. It's fine, but it will take a while to get back into it, and it's very expensive.
I still hold hope.
Me too.
Just to put it in perspective.
I still keep my ice skates. I've still got them.
Good.
They're with me. They're right here, right now.
If you want to feel better about yourself, because that was just like a beautiful, triumphant story of someone overcoming adversity.
Yeah.
But,
Oh no.
listen here. My kind of equivalent to that scenario is one day I was a little kid. I had a ripstick.
Didn't we all?
Didn't we all?
Mine was green. What colour was yours?
Red.
Oh, red goes faster.
Wait, Liam had a little red one and I had a big silver one.
Ooh.
Liam's my little brother, by the way. Shout out to Liam.
Liam.
Hey, you better be watching this, little bro.
You better work, bitch.
I had an experience with a skateboard.
Or a ripstick. A ripstick?
Well, the skateboard traumatized me, which changed my experience with the ripstick.
Oh, I see.
The skateboard fell out from underneath me. I fell on my bum.
Oh.
That little tailbone of mine.
Oh, I know the feeling.
It hurts,
yeah.
babe. It hurts so bad. Yeah. And so when I got to learning how to ride a ripstick, my ingenious plan was I tied a pillow to my bum. I tied it around my waist.
That's couture.
Yeah.
That's a look.
I looked fantastic. It was very serious to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this was like, I was trying to overcome my fears, but with protection. And it's a good plan. I know. What a sight to see, though, because I remember my dad laughing at me and taking a video as I was riding, and I was going, don't take a picture of this. Don't put this on record. Oh, boy. Yeah, but it worked.
It worked.
It
You
worked.
didn't fall? Or you fell and it worked?
And I eventually became a person who could ride a ripstick. I know it's not winning a championship, but... and I know I didn't fracture my back, but...
We celebrate everything.
There we have it.
here in
You know?
this studio.
Hopefully some people can relate to my story and maybe some can relate to yours.
I think everyone has a ripstick.
Yeah. I mean, privileged. Let's check out privilege right now.
Check the privilege right now, yeah.
Who do have a ripstick?
I didn't.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh no.
We've got a pipe up.
That's
Shall we introduce our Coco host?
Our Coco host.
Coco.
Coco
Our
host.
manager, our supervisor.
This is the darling
Would
Tane
you like-
Harding.
Come.
Oh, okay, I'll sit there.
Join us,
Sure.
join us.
Sure.
You have
Tell
to
us
introduce
about
yourself.
yourself, darling.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just a dude.
Tane also does our theatre bachelor with us.
Mm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We're a whole big gang.
We're a big gang of
It's a bit of a
performers.
community.
I told you guys I wouldn't want to be in episode 1.
Well, you're in episode 1.
Oh,
Suck it up.
okay.
Suck it up. It's an episode of firsts.
So what were you guys talking about?
Ripsticks, and you don't
Yeah,
have a ripstick.
that's
You
right.
just said behind the mic.
Yeah, that's right.
Did
Yeah.
you want a ripstick? Was it a choice not to buy a ripstick, or did you just not have the right upbringing?
No, I just didn't have a choice in what I got. Yeah.
But you never told anyone you wanted a ripstick.
No, because I didn't really want one.
Well, there you go. Then
You
you
thought
can't
they
feel
were lame?
bad that you didn't have a ripstick.
No, I didn't think they were lame. I just thought, wow, I can't ripstick, and I can't skateboard. I'll stick with the bike.
True. Did you have roller skates or anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Were
like,
they
Tell us
inline
about that.
skates, or were they the
No,
ones with the
the
four on the side?
no, the blade-like ones.
Yeah, rollerblades. Okay.
Yeah. No, but I didn't like use them a lot. I just like wore them around the house. That was it.
Wore them around the house.
Why
Well, me
not?
too. I
Yeah.
did.
It's stressful. I don't.
Better than outside.
Is it?
What if you fall over and graze your knee?
What if you fall over?
You got
and get
walls
embarrassed?
everywhere inside. You won't
Your
fall over.
Heelys, though.
Oh.
No. Okay, look. I'm gonna just say I didn't have them either.
Okay.
It's.
I
You
had a
have
pair of
to
heels.
actually lean back.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ruin your center of gravity.
It's why I didn't. It's
Well,
why
no,
I didn't
you
get
don't
them.
have to ruin your center of gravity. You can put one foot a bit forward and
I don't
one.
got that technique, Joshua.
At least they
Not the
didn't train us.
Not the Healy technique.
Yeah.
My parents looked for a solid 3 months trying to find somewhere that would sell me healing. Healing? Healing.
What about ceilings?
Heelys.
Uh-huh.
And about a month after I got them, I wore them everywhere. I wore them to the shops. I rode them down a travelator at the shops
Do you
once.
ride
And my
them?
mum screamed at me.
Do you ride them or wear
I'd
them?
scream at you. Oh.
Do you ride them or do you wear them?
Well, you
Do
wear
you
them, but
ride
there's a difference between wearing them
roller
and riding them.
skates?
You wear roller
You wear
skates.
roller skates.
Okay.
Okay, I was wearing my Heelys.
No, I wasn't picking up on that. I just,
Technicalities.
yeah.
And yeah, I lost the wheels to them.
Oh. See, you could have been doing some friggin'
Wait, sorry.
espionage.
Yeah.
Hold on, sorry. So, like, how did you know when the wheels were? Like, did you just not know when you went to do a healing?
No. I
That'd
take
be
them out.
funny.
I take them out after every time I wore them,
Oh, why?
just because I liked wearing them as normal shoes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, but the point is, wasn't the point that they would go up in the shoe so you could do that?
No. Well, they go up in the shoe, but you take them out and you can put the bottom of the shoe back in.
Oh.
I didn't have a bottom of the
See,
shoe,
I-
there was just a
Yeah,
hole,
that's
which
the
is
thing.
what led to me stealing from a National Geographic. The first time I stole anything.
I'm
Hello?
sorry,
Oh my
what?
god, please
Let's talk
don't
about
listen.
that.
Don't
Oh my
listen
God.
to
I'm
me.
sorry, what?
Call the cops.
I had Heelys. I didn't like the wheels. I took out the wheels. I was walking around with holes in my shoes and I stepped into a National Geographic and I walked out and afterwards I looked at the bottom of my shoe and there was a ball in it. I stole a ball.
You stole a ball unintentionally
stepped
from
on
a
it.
National
I
Geographic.
felt so guilty, man.
Oh.
I know.
You were just walking around minding your business.
And you can't take it back.
And you
No.
can't take
No.
it back because they're going to be like, what are we doing then? You're like,
It was in my shoe. You can't just say it was in my shoe, sir.
It was
like,
so clever. Like, they would have thought, oh, you definitely planned that. Because
yeah.
the espionage.
It's been...
crazy.
Cool.
Crazy.
Cool, I'm gonna
You're gonna segue back out?
Yeah, I'm gonna...
Okay.
Peace out.
Peace
This
out,
couch
guys.
ain't big enough for the three of
No,
us.
it really isn't my booty.
He thick though.
Oh,
Oh, damn. So, if we're talking about firsts,
Yes.
there's no first more important than this next one we're going to talk about.
yeah.
First time we met?
The first time we met.
First time we met. It was our orientation day at university.
Yeah.
And we just vibed.
Like 3 years ago.
We full on vibed. And what's special about that is we talked about making a podcast.
We did. As we were lining up to get our tremendously atrocious university ID photos taken, we were talking about
Yep.
hosting a podcast.
The working name at that point was Dulcet Tones and Sultry Sounds.
Oh, I still love it. Well, maybe we'll have a segment.
Yeah, a segment
Yeah.
of sultry sounds and dulcet tones.
Yeah. Although, wait, didn't... Oh, no, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The first time we met. Podcast.
That was it. That's what happened.
That's what happened. And ever since then, we've been putting it off.
Yeah. No, we've just been
We've been
collecting.
developing.
We've been collecting information.
Marinating.
Yeah, now we're just ripe and ready to rumble.
Oh, juicy.
It's all been leading up to this.
The world is ending. So why not?
Exactly. There's no other opportunity.
Exactly. Here we are.
Excellent. And that's the segment.
And let's detour.
If you want more of Peter and Josh, take a detour to our podcast socials at Podcast Detour on Twitter and Detour the Podcast on Instagram.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
We're back at it. Another detour. Peter.
What?
A gimpy girl.
That's me.
A small, impressionable young gimpy girl.
Oh,
Tell us about moving to the big city.
so much to say.
And by the big city, I mean Brisbane. So...
Big city.
Big city.
Big city. Gosh, where to begin? I guess we moved in to a house. I shared a house with friends from high school because when you graduate high school in a small town, you don't stay there. Everyone just leaves. You got to run away to the city where there's universities and jobs and fun things to do. And so I just followed the leader.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Tane. Yeah, we were in a share house with a bunch of high school friends. It was a bit hectic. We lived next to a cemetery. It was haunted, probably. Someone brought home a Dora the Explorer doll that was definitely haunted. And she sat up on the railing next to a bottle of whiskey.
Oh my god.
And just... That was in the lounge
That's
room.
like my sister.
Yeah?
Fishing that metal object
Oh,
out
God.
of the Brisbane River or something. With a magnet rod.
The
And she
Brisbane
brought
River.
it home and it was definitely haunted.
Anyone
And
who's...
she put it on top of the piano.
I don't like it. It doesn't give good vibes.
No, it doesn't give good vibes at all.
Stinky hoe. Apologies. Yeah, anyone who
My
fishes...
My pardons.
anyone who fishes in the Brisbane River, I don't know what they're trying to achieve.
It might not have been the Brisbane River. It might have been...
I don't think
like,
you can in the Brisbane River because
No.
boats go under there.
Did
I'm
see
not-
someone fishing
All
near
I know
the
is
ferry
that
port.
she fished it out of somewhere.
I thought they just went fishing one day.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I did see a dude fishing at the Bridget.
At the Bridget. Shout out to Bridget.
Bridget Freem, baby. Give her a follow on Insta. She's a queen. I don't know what you're trying to achieve. That place is toxic.
Yeah.
There's nothing
You can't
living in
eat
there.
anything out
I
of
don't
it.
believe the whole bull sharks live in there because they can't. They
Bull
can't
sharks
breathe.
live in
How do they
there.
breathe?
They're sharks!
They die. Have you seen that water, man?
Yeah, it's a bit... Come to Brisbane.
It's brown as hell.
We're peaking the tourism
It's
right
worse than like the Thames back in the days where they pooped in the river.
now. No.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Not that I was there. I was in Russia at that point.
Yeah. Tell us about the Gympie Gold Mining Museum.
Okay, let me just plug this place real quick. They need more foot...
They what?
foot traffic?
Oh, right. Right.
I forgot the word as I said it. It is this place where it's sort of just this block of land. It's got a few buildings on it, and inside there's like old typewriters, and mannequins. And a lot of like gold paraphernalia, but no actual gold, because we've run out of gold. I think that's why Gympie didn't become the capital of Queensland, and Brisbane did. Listen, okay, the mannequins in the Gympie Gold Mining Museum. If you're a fan of real spooky situations, that's a place to go. To learn about the history of Gympie, which is thrilling, but you walk into a room. Most of the rooms, their lights are off because no one is in there. And I think they have like automatic light systems, so like if you walk in, the lights will turn on. So you will not know what sort of faces are lurking.
What mannequins are you going to come across?
Yeah, and you'll be walking around, you turn a corner, and there's a dude sitting there.
Yeah.
Full on. They're in these cool old-timey outfits, but you are convinced that's a person.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing at the Redlands Museum. Because Tane and I recently did a show at the Redlands Museum, and
Beautiful,
there
by
is
the way.
so much good history and that, like, the culture, the flavour. It's really interesting stuff. But because we were doing a show there, occasionally we were there after dark, and we'd have to trek over to the kitchen, which is on the other side of the museum, and so all the lights would be off, and you'd be walking around corners, and I would always forget where the mannequins were positioned. And I'd think I'd walked past it already, and then it would pop up at me and scare me to death.
They got some creepy dolls too, down that little dark hallway.
Do they?
Did you ever... No, you didn't explore that way?
No.
Oh, it was so cool. A whole
I was
hall
too scared.
of dolls. Yeah. Good stuff.
But no. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Okay, let's visit small town museums more, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Do some rudies.
Okay, so, Peter, as a self-proclaimed sausage connoisseur,
Yes.
what is the top sausage?
Oh,
What's the best thing on the market currently?
there's a lot of factors to consider there. I have explored the more flavoursome options, the gourmet options.
Gourmet.
But as lovely as they are, and I splurge a bit with my sausages because you have to
Yeah.
for the experience. They are a bit more pricey. However, recently discovered, is it a Woolworths brand?
Yeah, I guess.
I think so. Just the.
No, I mean, I think you can get them anywhere.
Okay.
But, like, the Woolworths brand ones are good.
The honey flavored sausages, 2 for $10, and they have like 8 in
Eight sausages. It's 8 sausages.
8 solid
8
sausages.
honey beef sausages.
2 for $10.
2 for 10. 2 packs for 10. I've always been, like, my family always have made the honey sausages.
It's just, the flavor content is ridiculous for the price. It's succulent. It has this lovely smell when you're cooking it. So I just gotta say, honey flavored
They
sausages
smell.
at the moment, that's what I'm gonna say. Not to dump on the gourmet versions, they're still fine in their own right. But price and flavour, it has to be a winner. Yeah.
And when we cook them at your house, that's when they're at their best. It's got to do with the environment and the people you're with as well. To enjoy a good sausage, you have to be with someone else who enjoys a good sausage. It's true. It's true. I hate zucchini. Here's the thing. Give me a good cucumber on any day. Cucumber in a fresh salad, love it. Zucchini, rip off cucumber, doesn't taste as good.
That's where you went wrong,
Unpopular
though.
opinion.
You were expecting cucumber when you bite into a zucchini. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same at all.
But it's still good in its own right, just not as
And
a
I
cucumber.
appreciate that now. Peter is the only person who is able to cook zucchini in a way that I enjoy it.
And it was a fluke, man.
The first time I tried zucchini in years because Peter coerced me with her flavoursome technique.
Hey, isn't this great? We're on topic. First time. Hey.
Ayo. First time we're on topic. The first time I had zucchini in years. Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I just
But
know how
then-
to do a body good.
Went home.
Uh-huh.
Had zucchini at home.
What?
Wasn't anything special.
Really now?
Wasn't anything special. It's just the way you cook it.
What if you cooked it the way I cooked it?
Well, I probably could.
I gotta give you the recipe, but the thing is, I don't have
There
the way
is
I
no
cook
recipe.
it. I don't make it the same every single time. It's
There
the
was-
same like concept, but totally different ingredients.
Yeah.
Totally different like.
What was
order of
today's
things.
combination?
Today's combo was sunflower oil, salt, pepper. So what you do is you gotta first cut the ends of the zucchini, cut the zucchini in half, and then cut those two halves in halves lengthways.
Lengthways. They're lanky.
Lengthways.
Yeah.
And so then you have like the tummies exposed, if you will.
Mm.
Yeah. Put a little oil on that so it gets nice and crispy as it cooks.
Yeah.
You put your salt and pepper, that's just a given. And then this is where the recipe starts to alter. I usually put like pasta sauce on here. I know, weird move, but it works.
It works.
But this time we did not have pasta sauce. Last time I used tomato sauce. It just varies every time.
Yeah.
And
This
so-
time you used a bit of chili sauce.
Yeah, sweet chili. It worked just as
It
well.
worked just as well.
And I began using Parmesan, but we've just migrated to normal cheese.
Yeah.
Not on purpose, just because I don't have Parmesan.
Yeah. And then we threw in some mixed herbs.
Yeah, mixed
on
herbs.
top.
You always have to have the herbs. I think I could have gone more herbs this time.
Yeah. And that's the thing. On top of the melted cheese, we added some cumin.
Come in.
Cumin.
Come
in.
Come in.
Delicious.
Delicioso.
Delicioso. It was like a taco zucchini hybrid.
Yeah, there's the cheese and stuff adds that little bit of flavor and crispness
Yeah.
to the zucchini
Yeah.
that makes it elevates it.
And then on the side, some steamed veggies, corn on a cob,
Mhm.
mashed potato, and a honey sausage.
This is what we're talking about, man.
That's it. That's
the good stuff.
our endorsed meal.
Yeah.
The endorsed meal of Detour the podcast.
The only meal I can make.
The only meal I can eat. That's a lie.
You have a limited
That
diet.
is a lie. First Shakespeare play.
Yuck. Wait, first Shakespeare play
Watching or doing like
Yeah.
before?
First Shakespeare play you watched.
Much Ado About Nothing in English in grade 9 or 8.
Mine
Oh,
was
are we
definitely Romeo and Juliet.
Oh!
Wait, no, hold on. But
Oh,
are we
that
like
hurts.
are we like talking about like movies or like on stage adaptations?
Well, either or. Just anything Shakespeare. Not that you've performed, because we'll get on to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
We'll get onto that.
We'll get
I'm
on to
pretty sure mine would have been Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, and that was my serious answer, by the way, was Baz Luhrmann's Romeo
Yeah,
and Juliet.
that's the
not
same
Romeo
point.
and Juliet.
However-
I haven't actually seen it.
However, I agree.
Oh, I have a weird experience with Romeo and Juliet. The way I watched it, I was camping. And the people at the camping site, they put on this thing for the children where they set up a projector in...
That's what they did for me. The
Yeah.
first time I watched Ponyo was when I was
Ponyo.
camping,
Oh.
and that was a
love
much better
Ponyo.
choice, Ponyo, than Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, not great.
Sorry, yeah, continue.
No, that was pretty much it.
Fair.
Just the fact that I watched Romeo and Juliet on a projector in the middle of the woods.
However, I agree.
Supervisor Tane.
Much ado enough about much
Much ado
nothing
about
about
nothing,
do.
Much nothing about do.
That one. No, I watched that one for like excursion whatnot. That
Right.
was at
I
QPAC.
watched it live.
QPAC or Queensland
Ooh.
Theatre.
Right.
QPAC, yeah, it was really good. They had a whole rotating stage,
Mm.
and I remember this one part in it where they're looking up, watching the fireworks. Right, I think I was front row, so I think it made it so much more believable. They're all looking up, right, and like the fireworks had a background effect,
Ooh.
so it seems like. So you didn't see the fireworks, but you saw like what it would look like if the light was shining from in front of them. So you saw their shadows at the back, right?
Right.
So it was really cool.
Do
So
fireworks have shadows?
well, no, they don't. But like when surely they're
They
bright
create
enough
the
to create
Okay.
Yeah, they create light. So
That's pretty clever.
I just, everyone in the front row just started looking behind. Like, we
Behind
actually
them.
looked up at the top
Classic.
rows, going, like, it was just so believable that they were looking at fireworks.
That's cool.
I remember the first time I watched. It wasn't Shakespeare, but it was a Greek tragedy, Medea,
You watched Medea?
at the Lavoie Roundhouse,
Girl.
and it was phenomenal at the time. No, actually, sorry, this was just before, I reckon. It was because I did work experience in year 10 at Lavoie Theatre Company, and I'd do the ticketing and I'd be upstairs in the advertising studio and stuff and working with directors and lighting designers. It was real good fun. It was real great. I think they were showing Prize Fighter at the time, which was a really fantastic show. If you don't know Prize Fighter, I would suggest looking it up. It's very interesting.
What's it about?
It's about I can't remember exactly the nationality of the main character, but they're an immigrant into Australia or America, one of the, and they had dealt with a lot of war in their past and their family, where they come from, and they sort of put all of this experience and their past into boxing. And they became a prize fighter, and it was a really great story. It was like a from disaster to triumph, and it was a really great show when it comes to awareness of how some of these third world countries are still struggling with all of these wars and the how brutally inhumane the immigration process is, even to countries who are first world countries and who can definitely afford to take on more people, but then they still don't. And I'm not going to get onto that in episode 1 of a podcast, because
Maybe
that's a bit too political for the Detour, the podcast. But yeah, it was fantastic.
Well, there we are.
There we are. But I did see Medea a few months later, and Medea in the round. 360-degree audience. So the performers were expressing these characters in every direction to everyone. And I remember it so vividly. The passion and the scene where she murders her children was so sad. I cried.
Spoilers for some people.
In the theatre.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Medea
Spoilers! It was good.
Careful, Romeo and Juliet die. Spoilers.
Shall I do a brief segue into Macbeth?
What other firsts are there?
Well, musical theatre first.
Oh yeah, do that.
Musical
Yeah.
That's a different segment.
Yeah, Peter, you're the best to start us off.
Oh, well, like, live was...
Okay, live, yep.
It had to be... we went on a cute little field trip. We were very lucky with our field trips because we were in Gympie, I think. We got to, like, go see some real cool things because it was such a big deal going somewhere.
Yep.
And we got taken by our music class to The Sound of Music. And
Nice.
I tell you, man, when that nun stepped out in the middle of the stage singing "Climb Every Mountain," I couldn't tell whether she was mic'd or not. It didn't sound like she was mic'd. It just sounded like this wave of sound, and her voice
Like
was
it was
that
her voice.
powerful
Or
that
was
it
she
was-
or was she
we were
lip
up at
syncing?
the top,
Or
like,
was she
we were
lip
very
syncing?
far away. No.
No.
No, but yeah, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Just opera, man.
Mm.
Yeah. My first musical theatre experience was the first time I ever acted.
Oh,
The
that's
first
true,
time
though.
I ever performed.
I did not mention Oliver, age 5. I was one of the children singing Food Glorious Food.
Age 5.
Yeah, dude.
You
little
started
child.
young. Well, it's in your family,
Yeah.
isn't it? Year 9, I took the lead in Robin Hood,
Yes.
Care of Sherwood Forest.
Yes.
And that had some bangers. 2 years later, Annie, Daddy Warbucks. Yeah.
No, that's really something.
it. That's it. Musicals are crazy.
Musicals are special.
I don't like musicals where...
Don't you dare put a full stop in that sentence.
I don't like musicals where the songs do not progress the story.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that.
If you're seeing a musical and the songs just are there for no reason, why was it a musical? Full stop.
Yeah, fair.
No, yeah. I can get into that for sure. I'm a musical connoisseur. I have a wide breadth of musical
Yeah, you
knowledge.
dabbling into German musicals.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, tell us about some German musicals.
I kind of exhausted the English-speaking world of musical theatre, and so I dived into the German, which is actually surprisingly... They are into musicals over there. They really love those show tunes. And I think it's kind of down to... They have a sort of different way of funding. Like, there's a theatre in every single town over there.
God.
And they really love their stuff.
You want to move to Germany?
I actually kind of do. And it's good, because I thought I'd never need to use learning German in high school. And yet here I was. And I'm like...
I just learned Italian.
Wo ging die Liebe hin? Where did the love go?
No, but see...
You know?
But see, just flipping back to learning languages, like my school only had German. Like that was the default. We never...
All Gimpy schools just had German.
Dang.
Yeah, no,
You
like...
say all Gimpy schools.
There's like two.
All two. All two.
But like, yeah, my school only had German. We had no other option, and I had friends because, you know, I had footy mates because I played football, and just other friends who had left that school and, you know, moved schools, right? So they're all like, I'm learning like Japanese or I'm learning Italian. I'm like,
That sounds
I
so
would have
cool.
loved
Yeah,
to have learned
and
Japanese.
and like, don't get me wrong, I love like the German language, mwah, you know, but
It's a little funny.
But
it's funky as hell.
yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, you're telling me our school can only offer one? Because I remember their reasoning. Because I remember that kids in our class would be like, "Why are we even learning German, miss, or whatever?" And the response was, "Well, you know, if you ever go to Germany," and I'm like, "What if I don't want to go to Germany and
Yeah.
go somewhere else?"
I never thought I would want to go to Germany.
I mean,
Like that's
my,
not to
Now here
say
I am.
that's not to say I won't, but you know what I mean.
my primary school, in year 5, we learned Italian.
What?
That's so
Primary
cool.
Which
School?
was so cool.
We only had grade 7, which was high school for us.
No, yeah, we did an entire semester of Italian, which was so fun. And then I forgot it all.
Oh, man.
Well, I know I can
Same
still
with
like I can
German.
still like count to 20.
What did you
know?
do in high school?
Mandarin.
Yo, that's actually handy.
Yeah. Interesting dialect, Chinese dialect. And we had excursions to Chinatown, and in year 11,
Excursions to Chinatown.
but in year 11, hear me out. In year 11, if you stuck with learning Mandarin, we had a trip to China
Bruh.
for 2 weeks or so.
What?
The biggest thing we had was like a German film festival. I wasn't in it for that, but the content that came out of that from the students really tickled me.
Wow, okay, so the only biggest thing I think my school had was, like, you know, there'd be all, like, the excursions to, like, QPAC every so often, like, in drama class, but in terms of, like, the school offering it to almost every student was probably the ski trip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but no, I had no, like, going to another country
I
or
was always
anything like
jealous
that.
Of
I just went down to New
bougie
South Wales.
schools. That, I mean, like, every school has inter-school sports, right? Like, you do,
Yes.
you do some sort of sport. I was jealous of the bougie schools that would have, like, ice skating as, like,
Yeah.
an inter-school sport, or, like, bowling. I'm like,
We
who
had
do you think
bowling.
you are?
But
Who do you think
Gimpy's
you
like,
are?
but Gimpy's like, yeah, we have bowling.
It was either you did bowling, volleyball,
Actually, I was volleyball.
golf,
Through and through.
or
Golf.
you could go to the gym. That was
Oh, no, the real kicker. Our school, we had futsal, we had
Yep.
volleyball, we had touch, we had
Yep.
tag,
Yep.
all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, same
But what I did for a solid 3 years before I got into volleyball, right? Before I had my weeb phase where I watched Haikyuu and I took up volleyball, and, which I still do. I really enjoy volleyball. But our school offered, as a sport, walking and fitness.
Yeah, but see, that was
And
like
we
for
just
the...
walked to the park on the other side of the road and sat there for a while and then walked back.
Yeah, but
love
like that's
that.
for the students who didn't want to do sport.
Yeah,
That.
yeah.
Yeah,
no,
like-
bowling was for the students
See-
who didn't want to do sport.
See, for our school, the students who didn't want to do sport, they had ball games, which would be like handball and whatnot, and then but you'd also have like the
Yeah.
equivalent to like the fitness and walking one, but usually it was like handball or I wouldn't necessarily say like a basketball game, but it was more of a just shoot hoops at the sports
Yeah.
area. That's it.
I mean, we eventually had dance, which was nice, dance club.
Oh, we just had yeah.
I got highly commended in an Eisteddfod once.
Ayo.
Ayo. Highly commended. Not first, not second, not third, not fourth. Just
You participated.
it was like a participation,
Yeah.
which I still enjoyed because it was my first Eisteddfod. I was like, hey, at least they're awarding me something.
Hear me out. Our choir group, we would come first, but the amount of choirs in Gympie, let's just count them on one hand. Oh, it's just us. Okay.
Welcome to the first 5 years of my figure skating competition career.
Yeah.
What's that? Automatic win.
Yeah. What were you
But
saying?
no, the thing is, you might have been the only choir, but I've heard your choir songs.
They were good as hell. James Nash Vocal Group, hit him up on Spotify or whatever.
On SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Where you're probably listening to this.
Don't dig on SoundCloud.
I'm not thinking on SoundCloud.
I exclusively
This is going on
listened to
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud for years and years,
Mhm,
and just weird iterations of songs because most of them get taken down by copyright.
Like
Yeah.
Nightcore versions of songs. I went through that phase.
Yeah.
I slightly went through that phase as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like live recordings. There's this one recording of Brendan Urie singing "The Soul of a Man" from Kinky Boots on SoundCloud that you can't find anywhere else.
Yeah,
And
right.
I'm so glad it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it should
I
get
feel
taken
that.
down now that you've exposed it.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the Detour disclaimer. We haven't bought any podcast equipment whatsoever. We have not prepared for this at all. But here we are. We're just so invested in the idea of talking absolute garbage
Yeah.
at each other.
At no one in particular. Just
No.
the universe.
I mean, we've talked
Yeah.
about a lot of firsts in this episode.
I mean,
We've talked
I'm
about...
very aware that no one cares. Like...
Yeah.
Shut up! We've talked about first experiences with cooking. We've talked about first experiences with ice skating. We've talked about first
Theatre.
experiences with theatre, musical theatre. It's a lot of first experiences. Much like listening to this podcast is going to be an experience. And let me tell you, the thing about these first experiences is they
get
will
better.
get better over time.
Yeah.
We will become as seasoned as
Seasoned.
Peter's zucchini fritters.
And that's
And that is seasoned to the
Oi.
gods.
to the gods, honey.
So we hope you enjoyed the first episode of Detour the podcast. And we hope you will continue to take detours with us in the future.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
We would plug our socials, but we haven't made them yet. It's episode 1. We're fresh.
Just
We're
you
new.
wait. It's a little bit of exciting, a tidbit
Just you
to let you
wait.
keep salivating. What am I saying?
No, I liked it.
Yeah, cool. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.